for me growing up, I was like into video games a bunch though. Computer games, Xbox, PlayStation, all that kind of stuff. But it got to the point that it got so bad that I was getting like obese.
You was an addict.
Oh yeah. I was like 350 pounds going in the summer of my sophomore year.
350?
Yeah, the only reason I started playing football is because my mom took away my Xbox.
So it was not for that, like you would have been playing
Probably football. I'd be dead from like just too much weight. Like, because I was 350 at 16. I'm 20, I just turned 28. So if you continue that trend, it's like, it's a dangerous, like,
Sheesh.
You know, you see the 600 pound life? Yeah, man.
You about to be in the episode?
Yo.
Try to overlook a rival. All eyes on me cause I got no competition. Now looking at an idol. You're doing long enough to pay for my attention. I was born to be glorious. Most definitely glorious. I'm destined to be glorious. Through all I hate did display to remain warriors.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the Real Lifestyle. Today, we got a special one today, my homie, Big L Dog.
Yo, what's
L
up, everybody?
What's good with you, my G?
Chilling. Another day in paradise.
Man, L, man, like, for everybody who doesn't know you, bro, like, bro, we met about a few years ago. Training with Swayze, man. Them 5 a.m. workouts.
Still doing them.
Sheesh. Man, but bro, like, you was one of those guys, like, when you came in and I met you, bro, you started off benching 315 as a warm-up, dog. And I was like,
Yeah.
Nah, this dude, you strong, bro. You strong, bro.
Yeah,
Bro, where that strength come from, bro? Because you thought I was Nigerian, too.
I did, actually.
You know?
Definitely have.
I think I actually got some roots in there. For
You
real,
have
like,
to.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
look like family.
Yeah.
But nah, actually, when I first started lifting, like in high school, I did not have any. I was naturally strong, but like when it came to like weightlifting and all that kind of stuff, I couldn't bench. I think it was like 235s is 115. Yeah, couldn't squat 135. Like it
What?
was no.
Bro, you look like you came out the womb.
No. It was there. We had to convert it though.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
it was a little soft. We had to, we had to rock
Yeah,
up.
right.
For sure. It was a process, but it's been good. Just especially going with Swayze, I think that's what really, kind of changed it for me. Kind of OV. Shout out to my dog OV, man. But really, just being able to come out and work with Swayze, meet y'all boys, and just get that level of discipline and work. It takes a different kind of person to get up.
Oh, yeah.
At 4:30 in the morning. OV was getting up at 3:30 because we was coming from Fort Lauderdale when I was staying with him.
Yeah.
But to get up, every morning to come to train to run. To put it all together, it just gives you that confidence on Sundays. That I know the guy across from me, he ain't do that, and even if he did, he can't stop me. You feel me? So that's testament to Swayze, man. Just really just putting me in a position to be great, and every day just pushing me to just be better, man. And the guys, testament to you, AK, OV, Rob, like you guys opened me with welcome arms, and it was just like that. It was clockwork, like big brothers. Just putting an arm around me and just showing me the way. So, I really appreciate it because, like I said, it's family. When it's family, it's easy.
It's
you
easy.
feel me? For sure.
Nah, that's something in you. Like when I met you, bro, it feel like home. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And you was blessed enough to be able to be the top 1%. Not every guy get to play at a high level. In the NFL. So to be able to see you like at your stage, at your peak, you doing your thing, bro. Like it's really inspiring to see that.
For sure.
So
God is good, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
God is good.
But one thing that like really stuck with me, like till this day, and I wanted to like talk to you about it, bro. Like, walk me through like what happened, like Raiders game. Like you was the top of your season, bro. Like you had 7 sacks, career high. And bro, you're the force of the defense. Like you're that guy, that reckoning guy. You gave punishment to all these quarterbacks. Like walk me through that film. Like
it really was just one of them freak things. Like I felt like I kind of messed it up a little bit. Like the first play of the game because I was playing 3 technique. We were set to the right, so I was playing 3. They ran I think it was like an outside zone, inside zone, whatever. I get hit by the guard, the center, and the tackle, like all at once. It just boom, boom, boom. You know, I hold my ground, but I feel like my ankle feel kind of funny, but I'm like, you know what? Yeah, you play through it, you know, you feel like you jammed something. So I never thought about it. But, you know, we just progress through the game. You know, Trey gets a sack force fumble. I pick it up. I'm trying to score. Fat boy kind of grabbed me. It's all good. But, but you know, we go into halftime. We come back out, and I'm feeling good. I'm ready to go. One of our guys that got hurt, like the first play of the game, like first play he was in, he had hurt his groin a little bit. So all the reps were up. So, but you know me, it doesn't really matter. I just want to play.
Yeah.
So my dog was like, "You want me to go in for you?" I was like, "No." I think about saying no till this day. I'm like, man, if I had just chilled out. But you know, everything happens for a reason. You know, God doesn't make mistakes. You know, I took a step. What happened was they were running like a little play action. So the guard, he comes down. I'm in a 4-eye. Tackle comes. It's like full turn. So they're all sliding down. So the end man on the line of scrimmage is getting blocked by whoever their end man on the line of scrimmage. And I think it was the tight end. So guard goes down. Tackle goes down. I see the tight end. Carr's like out my periphery to my right. So I see him. So I take a jab step and I plant and turn. And as soon as I turn, it was like my cleat got stuck in the ground. And I felt a pop. And I was like, damn. I knew I did something, but I didn't know the severity of it. And I didn't even try to put any weight on it, because when I popped it was like, you just know when something's not right. You know something right.
Yeah.
Like, so, and I've never broken anything or, you know, done anything of that, you know, severity. So I already kind of knew that this was like, all right, this is a serious injury. So we go into, we do the MRI and all that kind of stuff. Like, at this point, I'm just hoping we win. We get the dub, of course, you know, we win. And, you know, but that was it. You know, they said that Liz Frank injury. So it's like, it's between your first and second metatarsals. So it's just that ligament that runs across, keeps everything in place. So just popped. So, you know, I had to have surgery like 3 days later, went to Green Bay, got the screw in, you know, been rehabbing, training, just slowly, you know, building momentum, gaining, you know, regaining leverage and all that kind of stuff, and just, you know, excited, you know, because like I said, I know God doesn't make mistakes.
Right.
So it's just really important for me to stay focused, you know, stay hungry, understand that, you know, like everything I want is right in front of me, and I have the ability to go get it. Like, this is just, you know, it just makes the story better.
Right.
You know, every great has a trial, you know, a trial, tribulation, something where you can go either direction. You can either, you know, you can fold or you can win.
Right.
I want to win, so I gotta win.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, but bro, to see like your headspace, like talking to you now, bro, like most guys, like after injury like that, like they get depressed, bro. That depression is real, you know, and that mental, like what kept your mental like anchored like that? Like, you know, talking to you now, like you still training, you still waking up 5 a.m. working out, still doing your rehabs, but you sit with me today and you're not down. Like, you're like, bro, Zay, nah, I'm good. Like, what kept you
I think ET
anchored?
says it best. He said, you already hurt, you already in pain. Like, why not get a reward for it? You feel me? Like, why would you go through everything that you've went through, and then, you know, adversity hits, trial hits, something bad doesn't go. It's Murphy's Law. Like, sometimes just bad things happen.
Yeah.
But it's very easy to turn the other way. But I've just realized, like, for me, the only way is forward. And if I trust my process and I understand, like, the work that I put in, it's like, there's an analogy. It's called pounding the rock, right?
Yeah.
Stone cutter. He's pounding the rock, pounding the rock, pounding the rock. And after the 101st blow, it cracks. But it wasn't the 101st blow that cracked it. It was all the 100 before it. You feel me? So I'll be a fool to work. And then my breakthrough could be right at the, you know, it could be tomorrow.
Right.
But if I quit today, then, you know, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
You feel me?
yeah.
So I just always been the type of person, like, you know, just one foot in front of the other, man. You gotta stay focused. There's always gonna be, you know, rainbows and daisies. Nah. But I'm a strong believer that, you know, outlook determines outcome. And if I'm positive enough and stay focused on my grind and what I got to do, like I said, I can't lose, you know, because just the body of work, like what I've done, the level of focus, the people around me, is like when you want something bad enough, like the universe will find a way to make it work. God will put you in position to give you what you want. But sometimes, you know, you got to go through a test. You got to go through a trial to really be like, all right, do you really want this, or you just say you want this? And I'm going to give it to you. I got something better for you. But you gotta trust me.
Yeah.
You feel me? So that's been my motto the whole time, is like, you gotta trust the author. You gotta stick to the script. You know, like I said, my motto since it happened is like God just doesn't make mistakes. You feel me? Like I'm coming off the best season of my career thus far. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm looking at it like it didn't make sense at all.
But you know, it's life, you know, and once again, like in life, you always have an opportunity, you know, to go either direction, you know, and my direction is forward. So,
but I seen you like coming off of that, and you know, to hear your story now, like where were you like on the championship? Evidently, you guys made it to the Super Bowl, and for me looking at the game, you know, I played the game, but not at the highest level that you played in, but like sitting back looking at the game, bro, that pressure was missed, bro. Like on the defensive end, like on the defensive side, and it's like, man, like I'm like, dog, my dog was playing right now, like, bro would have got that work. You know what I'm saying? Like you had AD on the other side, it would have been L-Dog on the other side. Like, do you like where were you watching the game, and do you feel
they
like
put us in the box? It was hard, man. I think that's the hardest thing I ever done because I already don't like watching. Like I think watching is probably, I just don't like watching. You know, like I don't play football to watch. You feel me? So it was like having to watch and, you know, watch from in the stands. You couldn't even be on the sideline. It was difficult, but my role was to be supportive, you know, to support my dogs. And, you know, in my heart of hearts, I feel like if I could have played, the outcome would have been different. But that's just how I am. You know, that's how I should feel like that. You know, like in my heart, I feel like the outcome would have been different. But at the end of the day, you know, what happened, happened. And it's now, it taught me, you know, you just trust it. You know, like by God's grace, I get another opportunity. You know, I get another opportunity to play and to showcase and to show the world what I can really do and all that kind of stuff. And I'm excited for that. But to be in there, to watch it, you realize it's really just another game. Right? It's just, it's the media, you know, it's the fanfare, the halftime show and all that kind of stuff. But when you're watching it, it's still just a football game. Yeah. It just has a longer halftime and more TV timeouts. Still the same game, you know, you still gotta stop the run.
Though, like, man,
you do get the itch, but I think, being able to watch it that way, I feel will pay dividends for me when I do get my opportunity. Because I'm going to understand that, like, it's like we won. It's still a game. It's still football. Yeah, the stakes are high, but I mean, if you don't do your fundamentals week 1, it's not going to change week 21. It doesn't matter. It's still your fundamentals. It's still eyes in the right place. It's still hand keys. It's still looking at what the center's doing. It's still focusing on, okay, the guard set this way, so I'm going to take the inside move. Like, it's still all those little details. Yes, it's the Super Bowl, but it's still the game that you played, you know, 1, for most people their whole life, but 2, the whole year. You know, since OTAs, walkthrough, all that kind of stuff, it's still that same game. It's just a lot more people are watching, right? It's longer timeouts.
Bigger stage.
And that's it. But it's still the same game. And being able to watch it from there, it made me realize, like, yo, it was like in life, you know, sometimes you don't have to make things bigger than they are. Just do your job. And the outcome will take care of itself, you know. So I think that it helped me in that sense of just kind of just seeing the game from a different light. Because remember, not a lot of people know this, but the first football game I ever went to, like NFL game, was the one I played in. I had never been to an NFL game before.
Hold on, bro. You never been to an NFL game?
Never.
Until Cleveland? Until
my first game preseason when we played, I think we played the Saints or the Giants. That was my first NFL game ever going to. I was just looking around. I didn't know what it was like.
Yeah.
You know, in college, you know, but that's what I'm saying though. Sometimes we make things so, but it's still just, you know, the game we love and we play. It's a kid's game played by grown men. That's really what it is. You feel me? So, yeah, I feel like the experience really just kind of molded me and helped me, you know, become a better person, you know, a better man. It taught me patience. It taught me that, you know, like I said, just to trust it, you know, because what's done is done. You feel me? I can't rewrite it. I can't change it. And I'd be a fool to waste energy on, you know, sulking about it, because that's not going to change the outcome. So, like I said, the only way is forward. So I had to find a way to, you know, be a great teammate, you know, pick my dogs up, you know, even after the outcome, talk to everybody, you know, and, you know, just be like, yo, like whatever happens, you know, like you have it, you know, like you've had this opportunity, you know what it feels like, savor that. So next time, the outcome be different.
Man, one thing I'm hearing your story now, bro. It's like you come from a good background, like a good support system, and I'm pretty sure like how did your family support you, you know, and take it like, you know, of course they had to pick you up, you know, because
Yeah.
that's what we go to. Like when we hurt, you know, we go to moms, you know what I'm saying, we go to dads, and the people that we see every day that, you know, to give us that you know, that pick me up that we need, you know.
Yeah, I mean, for me, my parents, you know, they African, so you know they gonna worry. They want to make sure their son good, you know. And I'm naturally just super independent, you know. Straight out of high school, went to college, was on my own, you know, for the most part. You know, they would come over for the weekends for the games and stuff, but I've been dolo for a while. You feel me? So it's like I didn't really like people trying to help me, and like you can ask my cousin, like I don't really like all that. I like to, cause you know, it's a blessing and a curse, right? Because we were talking about the other day. You know how you want something done, right? Like you know you're gonna do it the way you want to do it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can't expect help and then complain that somebody doesn't do it the way you do it, cause they're not you. You feel me? So if I give you an opportunity one time, and you don't do it the way that I want you to do it, and I never give you the opportunity again, it's no point in me ever asking you for help, right? So it's looking in the mirror and be like, yo, like let me teach this person how to help me. And even then, like just accept the help that you're being given, you know, because all they want to do is help, you know, and you, sometimes it's hard to be like, you know, I can do this all on my own, but at the same time, it's just easier sometimes to be like, yo, this is how I need to do it, and I'll take the help.
I never got a chance to meet your folks, but I could tell you know, you had a good upbringing, bro.
Oh yeah,
a really good upbringing. So, like, you know, when we go to like these trials and tribulations, like, you know, the anchor is like is everything.
Oh yeah.
It's really
Family's a huge anchor. You know, just being able to sit back and just like so my birthday was last Friday, and that was also the day of my sister's graduation. So I went to, you know, Greensboro. I told my sister I wasn't coming. I had to mess with her a little bit.
Yeah, the surprise, big sis.
she was calling. She was she was crying, all that kind of stuff. I was like, no, I'm not coming. Like whatever, I'm not coming. But I end up flying to Greensboro, getting it done. Got hired a photographer, got her some professional photos, like snuck to like the spot where you're not really supposed to sneak to, took the photographer. The lady asked if we were like, are you part of GCSE and all that kind of stuff? We were like, yeah. Then Faith walked across the stairs. I was like, yeah, Faith, let's go. Like, you know, like yelling and stuff. But everybody knew who I was. Because she went to the same high school I did. So it was all love, you know, being able to support her and to see them, and see the smile on her face, like, you know, because she really thought I wasn't coming. She called my cousins, my aunt. She was like, brother's not coming. She was crying. And I was like, you know, it was just all for the surprise, you know, that kind of stuff. And being able to come home, and I haven't been able to celebrate my birthday with my family since I was 18. Wow. So it was 10 years ago, the last time I celebrated my birthday at home.
Wow.
So
you had to be there.
Yeah, you know, and it was my sister's graduation. You know, the greatest gift, you know, I could have received was, you know, watching her walk across the stage, you know, on my birthday. You know, so it was a cool experience. I wouldn't have missed it for the world. And she was, you know, she was happy. She was surrounded by her loved ones. Had a whole bunch of people at the house. Ate some good African food, you know. So it was cool.
So what's your favorite African dish, bro? Like, you gotta let me in on it. You gotta let me in, bro.
I think dodo gizzard is like plantains and like chicken gizzards with like tomato sauce, like. Then you put that on like some jollof rice. Yeah. Man, you can't. Man. I got some at the crib right now.
Man, bro, chicken gizzards was my favorite because the old girl used to make them.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
I make sure I'll tell Ty. I got like a tray of it. Like, so yeah, I'll definitely get you some.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to slide through to get that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Ty don't even know I got that in the crib. That's why he's like, yo, what? But yeah, definitely. For sure. That's probably my favorite. Then I love plantains, so anything plantains. We was in Colombia, DR. They ask what you want. I be like chicken, rice, and plantains. I'm cool. whatever else you want, but the plantains are a must.
People don't understand it. It's feeling, bro.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that's from the crib. Like, they're like, dang, how you got so big? And them plantains, bro.
Oh yeah,
You them
for
plantains,
sure.
you get right.
For sure. All that stuff is A1. A1.
Man, so how it was for you growing up? Like, you know, what was L into? You know, was he into video games? or was you out in the park, you know,
In the what?
out the park?
I think I was
playing with the big boys. Like,
I think it was half and half, which is funny because I always had like a love for, like, we used to bike all the time. Like, we're just a different generation, you know. Like, we didn't have like the social media, the iPhone, all that kind of stuff. So like, you have like a Game Boy or something like that, but other than that, your parents would take that away if you were playing it too much. So you'd have to go outside, you know, you hoop, you'll bike, you know, you may play like some football with the kids. But for me growing up, I was like in the video games a bunch though. Computer games, Xbox, PlayStation, all that kind of stuff. But it got to the point that it got so bad that I was getting like obese.
you was an addict.
Oh yeah. I was like 350 pounds going in the summer of my sophomore year.
350?
Yeah, the only reason I started playing football is because my mom took away my Xbox.
So it was not for that. Like, you would have been playing.
Probably I'd be dead from like just too much weight. Like, because I was 350 at 16. I'm 20. I just turned 28. So if you continue that trend, it's like, it's a dangerous, like, you know, you see the 600-pound life. Yeah, man.
You about to be in the episode?
Yo, the dude was pushing his sister up there and his shoe fell off. He like thought he was pushing a Buick. But that's what I'm saying though. So for me, I was really blessed. Like I said, my parents are my everything. You know, my dad was at the park with my sister. He met a coach. His name was Robert Mitchell. I'll never forget him. My dad was at his wit's end for real, and he was trying to figure out what he was gonna do with me. Mom already confiscated my Xbox. I'm obese. Coach was like, I can help him. So I knew nothing about working out, nothing about training, none of that. So he came to the house. You know, he started taking me to work out. Hated it. Didn't understand discipline.
5 a.m.
Not 5 a.m. It was more like 8. But you know, if you're staying up all night playing the game, 8 o'clock is really early, you know? So having to understand, like, you know, kind of getting that level of discipline. And one day we were driving by the high school and he was like, we're gonna stop by the high school real quick. And I was like, for what? He was like, you're gonna play football. I was like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. He was like, yes, you are. We got an argument in the car. He went to the school, got a permission slip, took it to my mom. My mom signed it on the football field that Saturday. Couldn't finish the first workouts. We ran sprints. My ass was out of breath. Couldn't finish. Day one. Coaches walked up to me the next day. They were like, Larry, want to make sure you're still here. I'm like, yeah, I'm still here. But like in my head, I'm like, only because I have to be. Like, I want to be here. But, you know, we went through my JV season. And I think what changed my life was we had an award banquet. And they give out the award for most improved JV player. And at the time, I thought my friend Trey Grimes was going to get it. But instead, you know, they called my name. That was the first time in my life where I felt like I earned something that I really worked for. And I asked my coach, you know, what I got to do? You know, my parents didn't know anything about scholarships. I didn't know anything about scholarships. But he was like, oh, you had to get faster, you had to get stronger, you had to perfect your technique. So every day after practice, I would go to the YMCA and I'd start off, you know, running half a mile and, you know, biking 5 miles. And I got to the point where I could run a whole mile, bike 10 miles. And I finally got to the point I could run 2 whole miles without stopping. I could bike 15 miles, and I'd do it all in the same day. And my body composition started changing. So I got like, my legs got big as hell and all that kind of stuff. But I went from 350 the summer of my sophomore year to 247 the summer of my junior year.
Jeez.
Yeah, but then the coach got pissed off. He was like, man, are you trying to play DB? So I had
You
to
lost over 100 pounds.
Yeah, in a year. Wow. So coach was like, man, you gotta bulk back up. So I bulked back up to like 262 for my junior year, made all conference. Then my senior year, I bulked up to 267, made East-West All-Star.
What position they had you in?
D-tackle.
D-tackle?
Yeah, so it was East-West All-Star, had 5 scholarship offers, most outstanding D-lineman. So it was kind of a combination of things, but it was good though. I had Charlotte, Furman, Howard, Presbyterian, and Catawba was the schools that I got offered from. And, you know, Charlotte was a unique opportunity because, you know, it was just the first, you know. And, you know, Alabama, Duke, Clemson, they've been around for a long time, but the opportunity to be the first somewhere is like, you know, completely unique. Like I said, I had 5 scholarship offers. It was Furman, Howard, Presbyterian, Charlotte, and Catawba. You know, I only took one official visit.
Wow.
Just one. And it was to Charlotte. You know, went, met with Coach Lambert, you know, prayed about it. Actually, you know, they take you upstairs, you may not know, but, you know, they take you to the hotel, you stay the whole week, then they take you to the penthouse. You're talking with the coach and stuff and all that kind of stuff. He's like, yeah, man, you know, you should really, and you, I don't know. I went in the bathroom, prayed about it, you know, and, you know, God was like, yo, this is where you need to be. So I told him, okay. All the other schools like, you're not even gonna come and check us out. I was like, nah, I'm cool.
You knew.
I just knew, because it was just such a unique opportunity. You know, you're gonna play 2 years FCS, and then you're gonna bump up to FBS after 2 years. So you get to play against the best competition. And if I felt like I wanted to be the best, then that's what I needed to do. I needed to be able to prove myself against the best or the best competition. So, you know, I was able to, you know, go to Charlotte. I did, you know, really well. Was able to be, you know, first player ever drafted. You know, so I was the 65th pick. Yeah, I was the 65th pick in the 2017 draft to the Browns. Played the Browns for 4 years, and then I went to Cincinnati this past past season. Yeah. So, like I said, man, God has been good to me. I feel like it's only going to get better. I feel like my best football is ahead of me, and you know, that's why I'm just taking every day, one day at a time. You know, working, grinding. You know, staying focused and understanding, you know, like I said, everything I want is right in front of me. You know, I just got to go take it. So,
man, dog, you know, to see that, you know, I did a little bit of gaming too. Zelda was my thing.
Oh yeah, that's the greatest game of all time.
Yeah, you
on the Nintendo. Zelda? Oh yeah, that's the greatest game of all time. Bro, it's literally, you can look it up. #1 game of all time is gonna be Zelda, Ocarina of Time.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
this is the greatest game of all time.
Bro, they had to take it away from me too, bro. I ain't get the 350, but you know, I wasn't doing good in school, so it was like, hey, we're gonna need to take that game from you.
It was a special game, dog.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna cap. Put some hours on it. Put some hours on it, man. I'd play it today with the graphics. Don't care. Yeah. That game that was a game before its time for sure. Storyline, gameplay, like just all of it, like what you had to do, like. It was just cool to do. You had to beat up, like fight the girl in the sand and stuff. Like it was just all kinds of cool, and it was long.
Yeah, you could play that all night.
All night, and you really have to put some time in it. The different tempos you had to go through. Like I remember all this because, like I said, I love the gaming, so it's like it's second nature to me. All of it. Yeah, that was a really good but it's so crazy how simple things were back then. And how complex everything is now.
Now, bro.
It's really, it's scary because like we're on the fringe of the world changing again, right?
Yeah.
You know, with the crypto and the metaverse and all the virtual reality. Like a lot of times, me and Todd talk about all the time, and it's like you don't really know the future happens until it's here, right? For the longest time, you know, when iPhones came out, all this kind of stuff, you know, it was a phone.
Yeah.
But think about the world today. Your phone is everything.
Yeah.
It's how you communicate. Yeah. It's how you keep up with people. It's how you get things done. People run whole businesses off their phone. Yeah. There was a time where you couldn't leave the wall. Like if dude was in the corner, he's in the corner the whole day talking, right? When you had to take the Wi-Fi cord to plug it into the Xbox, and your mom wanted to make a call, and you couldn't make it because you're using the internet. That was a time you had to go buy a Wi-Fi adapter. Yeah. Think about that. Yeah. Now everything has Wi-Fi. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times you don't see it happening until it actually happens. That's why it's very interesting with all the crypto and the metaverse and all that kind of stuff. Because a lot of people are like, oh no, but you just never know. Yeah. Because who would have thought that our phones would be this important, right? We were from a time where like we didn't have there was nothing.
We had that.
I always think about my grandmother. You know, her being African, God bless her soul. But it was like I just know it must have been trippy. To be able to hit a button on the phone, call, and instead of my voice, she sees me. That must have been trippy. Like, you think about that.
Yeah.
Because if you born, I don't know when grandma was born, but maybe, let's say 1920s, 1930s.
Yeah.
Like, yo, that was a different time.
Yeah.
TV was just getting color.
Yeah. So for her to see you like
Yeah,
that,
you
like,
know, and talk and communicate and all that kind of, I know it's different. So just imagine when we get to a certain age and we see what the world's like. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy. Everything seems crazy until it happens. You know, so it's gonna be very interesting to see how the world is in the next 20 years. You know.
So are you in it? Like, are you into the crypto?
Yeah, I do like NFTs, and you know, I invest in some crypto. So you know, like I said, I'd be a fool not to. I always think about that one dude. I don't know if it's Bitcoin Rodney. Actually, I think I'm actually trying to set up a meeting with him, but he was a guy. He posted a YouTube video in 2016, and he was like, "Bro, just buy one Bitcoin." I think Bitcoin may have been like 16 cents or something like that.
Man,
He said he was just telling people like, yo, or maybe it was 2008, it doesn't matter. But he was just begging people on YouTube, just buy a Bitcoin, even if it's just one, you know?
I feel like a fool.
Everybody does. You know, there was a dude who bought, I think Bitcoin was like right around 16 cents. So he bought $20 worth of a pizza for like, maybe it was like $29.99, right? So you multiply whatever, $29.99 by 0.16 or whatever, and then what is it now? You know? He's hurt. I think it was like a $50 million pizza. You feel me? But he ain't know. But once again, but Bitcoin Rock, he was like, yo, y'all need to. That's why he be in the club going bananas. Hey, if he was on it back then, $100. I think I did $100 would have made you like a multi-million. Like, it's crazy. The numbers are astronomical.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'd be a fool not to throw a little cash in there, whatever.
Yeah.
Because it may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, it may not be next week, but one day. Like, go in that Coinbase, a lot of commas. You'll be like, yo. It's gonna ride off into the sunset.
Exactly, right.
I'm not in the sunset yet.
Right.
Then I'm definitely riding off. We might have 2 sunsets by the time I'm done. Nah, I think it's all fascinating. You know, I feel like you should always just take the time to just look it up. Like, do your own research, look it up. Don't put all your money in it. But, you know, if you got a couple of dollars, you'd be surprised. I talked to guys like Russell Kuhn, Chris Lyons, you know, Ty knows a lot about it, Zach Siegel, guys who are really into it. So it's like you start talking to the right people, and you just whet your palate, you know, kind of figure out. Same thing with the real estate stuff. I didn't really, but now that I know, there's deals that we could have done that I'm kicking myself.
Bruh, your cuz, me and your cuz talk damn near every day, bro. Like, man, matter of fact, like about real estate, bro. Like, FaceTime me on his job sites, and like I'm like, bruh, like, matter of fact, bro, cuz, come through, bro. Like, this guy, bro. Have a seat, bro.
What's up, brother?
What's going on, G?
Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Bro, like, me and your cuz, like, we be on FaceTime talking about like deals, and he be like, yo, like, you know, me and L, we gonna look into this. He preached Airbnbs and preached passive income, like, till my ears fall off, dog. And I'm like, bro, like, where did that come from? Like, you know, you two joining together and like investing with each other, doing real estate. You just talked about real estate. So what's some of the things you guys
It happened like, and Ty can talk about it too, but it happened after the whole thing with Cleveland, and I was like worried, and I ended up not, you know, re-signing, and I was like, you know, he was like, yo, just come to AZ. Just, you know, you need to get away. Because you got to think about it, you've been somewhere for 4 years. I think that the greatest fear is the fear of the unknown, right? So like, and not only the fear of unknown, but change. I feel like that's why people, you know, never grow. Because there's no growth in your comfort zone. So a lot of times where you're comfortable, right, you everything's telling you to leave, right? Get out of here. But part of you's like, I'm comfortable here though, and I don't know what's on the other side. I'm gonna have to go through a little before I can get back right. You feel me? There's gonna be a curve. But going to AZ, you know, I disconnected, deleted my Instagram, got off social media, you know, because, you know, sometimes you need a break. So I didn't have social media for the entire month, I think, of February. So I was just, we started talking. We got another friend named James. He's big in he's my guy who we do all the stocks and all that kind of stuff together. He's anti-crypto though. Anti-crypto. Oh my God. Super. And he gonna make you feel like you investing in something terrible. He's a little better now, but anyway, we started doing some deals, some investment deals, and I was like, yo, I just kind of want to build a team. Like I want to have a team around me that, that can help, and there's always a quote that, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together, right? So being able to have the right people on your team, I think is extremely important. So, funny story about Ty, side note. Ty knew that I was coming before my mom did, right? So Ty, I don't know, I'm still in my mom's stomach, trying to get active, right?
Yeah.
And Ty, he's probably 5 or whatever. He runs into my mom, gives my mom a hug. He's like, Auntie, you got a baby in your stomach. And my mom was like, boy, if you don't get your ass on. So she goes home, takes a test. She finds out she's pregnant with me. So his nickname for the longest time was Doctor.
Yeah, that's like everyone calls me Doc.
Dr. Tut.
They just call me Doc.
Because he knew. So that was always a funny story of how we met. Like we've always had that kind of, ever since we had a bond. I didn't know, but we talked, and he was doing a lot of stuff in Silicon Valley. He was working with Omni and a couple of different startups and stuff like that. And he was just always in that, that the real estate, but he was also in that like tech and venture capitalism and all that kind of stuff. So just being able to talk to him, and he's seen it, like when you've seen it before, you understand the language, and having somebody that cares about you and understand what other people are talking about is important, because you can put Ty in a room and he can talk to anybody, whether it's a billionaire like Ken Carmer or one of the homies. It doesn't matter. He can, communicate. And I think that was really important. So, we started talking about what we could do and, creating passive income. Ty can talk more about his Airbnbs that he already, he has got one for his mom, owns one personally. Like he's been doing it, just close on a property he just did with one of his partners, and it's about to close on a solo deal that he did himself. So he's starting to gain that, that traction and that speed and really, picking things up. So I was like, yo, like it's time to, kind of to get it going. Cause like there's a thing about like when you have capital, you got it, right?
Yeah.
Cash on hand, that's how you make money. Money make money. You feel me? Like, you feel me? So if you got the capital to, like, we talking about deals where somebody bought a crib for, $200,000 and it's going for 1.1, right? Like a lot of these houses, like in Star Island, like people bought for maybe 500, 800,000 and just held them. Families just scooped them up because they got cash on hand. Those things are averaging 20-something million. Just think about that. You bought it for 800, 500K, and it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So it's
just passing it through generation.
Exactly. And it's just gonna, and everything that's happening with Miami now, is the new tech hub. Everybody from New York, all them expensive states, San Fran, Cali, all that. Nah, we cool. And no state income tax. We bring in all this. It's gonna be the tech hub of the world. Wow. It's easy, but Ty can talk more about like the deals and what we got going on and things of that nature. But as far as like just coming together as family, and being able to build something special, is important. Ty has been a person that just wants to, to do something, and wants to do it the right way, but also wants to make sure it's special. So, we just rocked on that, on that level. And he's the only, I don't really like, I'm dolo, I'm cool being dolo, like, but he's the only person that I've actually been able to like tolerate. He is annoying at times, but like on a consistent basis, I can tolerate. That's my dog. You feel me? So yeah.
Bro, y'all got something special because, man, like, bro, take it from me, man. It's a lot of guys on the high level, NFL, NBA, MLB, whatever pro sports you're playing, like, they don't have someone like Ty, like somebody they could call that's family, that's not trying to take from you. You know how that is, bro. Like, you at the high level, everybody feel like they made it too. They, your bread is their bread. You sign for whatever you sign for, they feel like, okay, I got that too. So for you to have that trust, y'all got that teamwork together. Like, bro, I don't see this. Like, I don't see this at all.
Yeah.
You know, so to see our boys like really hone into that to create something big, man, y'all got something special going, man.
So
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. It's just, I mean, it's pretty. I mean, it's pretty organic, but it's also I feel like a big part of it for me is I think the Silicon Valley thing. I mean, I think first, I mean, you know, my first job wasn't real estate. I mean, it was working in apartment buildings and just seeing that world. You know, I don't know, I was 22 and you know, seeing like an apartment building make $350,000 a month, like see it. You know, like I was actually the guy that like at this time it was very funny. Like at this time, like we had a goal of like getting all the payments online because actually I would get all the checks. So think about, you know, you're 21, you go to school, whatever, right?
Yeah.
People talk about money, but like I was scanning all 350 units and all the checks, and I was like, this is crazy. I've never seen this much money in my life. You know, just like this is a lot of money.
$350 a month.
It was like $350,000. Obviously, rents. This is like 2012 in Phoenix. I mean, I can't even imagine what a 350 unit building today would probably like 500,000, 750,000. So that was like my beginning into like business. I know it sounds crazy, but that was really it. And then I just really started to understand kind of what these real estate developers were looking at. You know, and what it was you know they think about cities. They think about the things that we probably don't really talk about, but we all notice, which is like cities are changing. They're these fluid organisms, you know, and like these real estate developers wanted the folks that worked in tech. They wanted to be around where are the athletes, or where do the athletes want to be at? Where do they want to party at? Where do they want to play at? Where do they want to work at? Where are the offices? That's what they thought about. Yeah. And so, you know, for me breaking into tech, a big piece of that was like, this is like the front of the wave. Like real estate is really just this thing that's, you know, sort of, it's a fabric of our life. We all use it, we all live in it. But the front of the wave was like tech. And so I wanted to join and get on that wave to feel what it's like. And, you know, I did that. And when I did that, when I was in that groove, he got drafted. It's like God just gives you that I mean, you know, and truth be told, he's a computer science major, you know, and so I think there's just a lot of synergies, you know, and so for me, I feel like a big part of my life is, you know, kind of the story that he already told, which is just like, you know, I remember that day, you know, my aunt, we always go up to New Jersey to visit him and his mom, you know, his uncle and his dad and his mom are just like the, you know, coolest uncles and aunts. So we always go up there to visit them. And I remember rubbing her stomach and she's like, oh, get off me, whatever, right? And, you know, she said in a different language, but yeah.
Now say it how she said it, bro.
She was like, you know, like, you know, like, and I was just like, you know, but she was such a nice, one of the nicest aunts you know I have. So yeah, man, you know, so yeah, that's it. I can talk more about how I think about these things, but you know, I'll let you ask the questions.
I just want to know, like, what you said was great, like to see how like you came from the tech background and like being a real estate developer, bro. I know that you make your income. You don't have an employer, hey, cutting you a check every 2 weeks.
Right.
Like it's you.
Yep.
You know, so you left from making a consistent paycheck, you know, to jumping into real estate where, hey, if you don't do the project right, or your tenant's not bringing you money, or you're not doing Airbnb right, you is assed out, bro. You know, so how did you like, you know, say, hey, I'm transferring from tech to real estate?
I think the biggest thing was just looking fundamentally at like, I asked why a lot, you know, like I you know, my story growing up, I got into a lot of trouble as a kid. You know, when I say trouble, it wasn't like at home I was getting into trouble or doing bad things. It was, I asked why a lot. And that could be annoying, you know, if a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old, 7-year-old is asking, hey, sit down, why? You know, I wanted to understand the world. And so when I got into tech, when you start to understand what tech really is, it's really, you know, established organizations, you know, investing into making risky bets, you know, and I don't want to give like a personal finance lesson, but it's like, you know, venture capital is really trying to find a home on growth. And so when you start to understand like that aspect of money, but also I'm coming into tech with this mindset of real estate, which is just this really steady, easy. It's really hard to mess up real estate. Mm-hmm. You know, it's really hard. And so when I got into tech, I just really started to understand that, like, you know, this is the riskiest thing you could ever do with your life. This is, you know, trying to be Elon Musk, trying to go work at Uber, like all these, like, and I know people that work at these companies. In fact, I've had opportunities to even go work there, right? And like, when I saw that, I was like, you know, we should all just take a look at our lives and do the right thing based on our lives, you know. And I don't know if that kind of makes sense, but it's like, you know, I don't have to go start a company. I can go raise $10 million. I can go raise $20 million. I could say, yo, L, can you cut me a check for $1 million? I want to go start this company. Maybe you could do that, right? But is that the best and brightest thing to do with my time on earth? Easiest thing to get to where I want to get to financially? And the answer resoundingly was no. And so for me, I realized that, like, I can probably, I say this facetiously, but I could probably hit, you know, 10 million, 50 million in personal net worth and then go try to solve cancer, which is really what tech is actually about. Tech is really, truly about, you know, Larry's, you know, talking about, you know, our world is changing. It is. It's changing right now. Something else is coming right now. We don't even know what. That's tech, right? But real estate is, you know, like, we're gonna do an addition, add the addition. Someone's gonna live in the house. Like, it's a completely different. It's so much more easier. And I don't say that like you shouldn't solve cancer. I want to encourage all the kids to solve cancer, right? But, you know, you should look at your life and see where you're at to solve cancer. Some of the greatest entrepreneurs that I look up to, if you really talk to Elon Musk, if you meet the Mark Zuckerbergs, if you meet the Mark Bienoff from Salesforce, they love, like, if you took money away, they would still be doing that thing. Those are the best entrepreneurs. Yeah. You know, those are the best. Those are people that create the Model T and the iPhone. Like Steve Jobs, when he came back to Apple, he didn't take a salary. He was like, you know, and his best friend was Larry Ellison. He's like, let's sue Apple. He's like, nah.
Cause he
loves the company. Yeah. This is really what he does. And so when I started to see that, I was like, you know what, there's better ways to make money. There's better things to do. And so
you got into real estate.
Yeah.
I seen a couple of projects that you guys worked on, and y'all taste, bro. Y'all got taste, bro. Like, my dog sending me, like, you know, a black kitchen with LED lights at the bottom. I'm like, man, you and L, y'all doing that thing for real, bro. Like, you know, to see y'all two come together, like, you know, I was watching this other tech billionaire that was talking, and he's into real estate, older guy, and watching his interview, and dog was saying, somebody asked him, and they asked him, hey, how did you make it big? Like, he's a billionaire. Mm-hmm. How did you make it big? He said, you find people who you trust and you take them along with you. And I was like, wow. So what you guys are, you know, what's the next thing now you guys are working on?
So I personally think that he has some of the best taste in, like, finishing, decor.
So you design it. I mean, you dressing good. Y'all boys dressing good, man.
He has some special taste, and I'll give him a little bit of credit on it. I think he has some special taste, but he also has, like, a special taste for, like, concept. You know, the world is changing. How we travel is changing. You know, the pandemic definitely put some holes into something. It was ironic. You know, the pandemic happened. He came to AZ. We were just talking about a whole lot of things. Yeah. But just, like, you know, I think the hardest thing for people to, you know, people that look like us, the hardest thing for us, the hardest transition is to go from consumption to production. You know, to go from consuming to creating. You know, it's like, think about.
Why do you think is that?
We are, you know.
It's how we're raised to always, like, everything we've done is always about what's next. More. It's never about really creating that. That's why I watch, like, and take this with a grain of thought, like drug dealers, all those kind of, like, drug lords, bosses, they're always creating something. They're creating something that people want. But a lot of times the people that want it is us, right? Facts. See the difference? Yeah. So it's like, when you become producer, like Ty says, it's like, you now understand, you can see everything from a different light. Because now you're not looking at somebody, I know what you like. So let me help you make it, right? Like, I look at things and, like, how can I do it better? Think about all the processes that you go through in life. like air travel, right?
Right.
Man.
Like, think about it.
I ain't
If
gonna call no airlines names, but
But
there's some
think
bad
about it,
ones out
right?
there.
So if you could pull a group of people together
Yeah.
and do it better, why not? That's what all flying private is. Think about it. Somebody got tired of being on the tarmac for 3 hours. You're like, I'm just gonna pay somebody to take me wherever I need to go. I'm not gonna go through this process anymore. There's a better way to do it. So I'm gonna find a way to do it. You feel me? I feel I think that's really important what he says though, because when you make that change, you just see the world in such a different light, right? And you're able to do things that are just different and better. That's all it is. Like with Airbnb and all types of companies is now I'm producing something that is better than what was there before, right? And that's the world we live in. That's all changes. We used to have, like I said, we had a cord phone. Then it became cordless. Then people was using pagers, you know.
It came a long
then
way.
Then you had the BlackBerry, you had the Motorola, the Razor, you had all that kind of the Sidekick,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Now it's iPhone and whatever kind of Android you got.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But like somebody just wanted to find a way to do it better, and I feel like that's what it is. That's why once you produce something special, everybody's gonna want to consume it, and it's something that the richest of the rich can have. The poorest of the poor. That's when you really make something special.
Yeah, I think that like going on to that last point. You know, one of my favorite like VCs is this guy by the name of Mark Andreessen. He created the Netscape browser. He's famous for that, but he has this great quote, this great tweet, and he talks about the greatest inventions. Let's use Uber for example. It's like the greatest inventions are usually a tool, a product or service that was usually reserved for people who were super wealthy or like super skilled, right? So like private car service. Well, in 1950, the only person that had a private car service was someone who was super wealthy, or you were Muhammad Ali. You know, Muhammad Ali, we gotta give him a private car. So like for Uber to do that, right? To create something that usually was reserved for someone with a lot of money or skill, that is innovation. Don't mistake it. And it's kind of sort of the same thing in real estate. It's like, you know, like when I talk to L about like, we'll go to restaurants and he'll be like, yeah, you see like the light, he'll go on a rant about the lights and I'm like, yo, like, you know, like, what do you see in the lights? You know, and he's like, nah, like, do you see how they did this? I'm like, oh, you know, and it's like, he wants to take that and give that to people that wants to stay in some of our Airbnb projects for $100 a night. Like that is innovation in a sense, right? Because like this was reserved for someone who had lots of money to come to this restaurant or whatever. And so those are the little things that I want us that I kind of will call out and things like that. So yeah.
Well, so where did that background come from for you? Like I hear Ty, you know, his designer skills, where it came from, bro. For you, like you go to a restaurant, 5-star restaurant, you seen how the lights is going up. Like, you know, you're a football player. You know, you know what I'm saying? Like most guys, it probably be year 12, they'll start thinking of those things. But you,
I think it really stems from. I just like a vibe, right? I like to travel. I like to see things. So one of the biggest, I think the thing about being the first is that I used to be able to experience things that like my dogs couldn't, right? But I always wanted them to experience it with me. I was like, yo, how can I create this vibe, right? How can I make this cool? This like, how can they feel what I felt in this moment, right?
Yeah.
I've always been a person that I want you to see it through my lens, right? Like the all-seeing eye, you know, you're being able to like look at something and like, yo, like my dog needs to experience this. That's just the person I've always been. So it's always given me an interesting design sense because I look at different things. Like I look at like, okay, like he got LEDs in the roof. All right, that's cool. Because now you don't really need like a harsh white light. I hate white lights, right? Like harsh lights, it's vibey now, right?
Yeah.
You have nice LED streams throughout the top of the roof, and then you have like there's two like nice lights. That's it. You don't need it. The ambiance is there. If the bright light wasn't, this would be vibey, right? And you want people to experience that. You got LEDs behind, I think that's cars or whatever the architect stuff, and it's just another thing that just makes it pop, right? So you want people to be in a space and environment that's not only comfortable but cool, right? You want people to come back and be like, yo, this is
It's a vibe.
exactly because everybody wants to vibe, whether you rich or you poor. Like it doesn't matter. Why do you go to a 5-star restaurant? Because it got a good vibe,
Yeah.
right? Like a lot of time, food be trash in a lot of places.
Yeah.
It'd be terrible, but the vibe cool, right?
You still gonna come back. 'Cause of the vibe.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
That's why you look at a lot of restaurants, even in Miami, and I'm not gonna name them, but like you go around and the food be,
Yeah.
but there's a vibe, right? Oh, they got good music, they got good lighting, they got good ambiance, right? That's what people want. They want to go somewhere and they want to feel a certain type of way. So whenever I see something in the design sense or something, I want to give them that feeling. I want them to walk into their home and they be like, yo, this is cool. I want you to be happy to be there. Cause we were talking earlier, but like I'm a natural loner. So like I was always at the crib.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to make my space my space. A lot of times they be like, why you never want to go out and do all this? Because you're not competing with other shorties. You compete with my time, my personal space. You feel me? Like, cause that's what it is. And when you take it into that sense, it's really cool the things that you can do, because now you're looking at like, I like artwork, you know, I like design, I like any balcony I've ever had, I've turfed.
Yes, I went to your spot. I'm like,
And it's simple.
I know it ain't come like that.
It didn't. It was tile on the ground and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's a simple design thing.
Yeah.
And now it adds that little elegance, right?
Yeah.
Instead of going outside and, you know, you stepping on the cold tile, like, it's turf now, you know, and it's simple. But now it adds a little allure. And you're like, oh, that's cool. It makes same thing when people put lights on their balcony, all that kind of stuff, or LEDs behind. I've been doing LEDs behind the TV since I was in college. I think I was the first one to do that in school. I put the LEDs behind the TV. Yeah. People walking in the spot, they be like, yo.
It's a vibe.
It's vibe. Simple. But now it's like a TV won't come without LEDs. You feel me? But that's what I'm saying. Like it's just the little things that can really, you know, really add a pop. And it's just the details in it, right? It's like I said, like I'm looking up here and I'm like, yo, this is really smart. You put LEDs in the ceiling roof, like the roofing tiles or whatever. The roof lining, my bad.
Right, yeah.
And now it's like, okay, cool. You got nice little spotlights.
We don't need to put cans in here.
Right. Exactly, right? You don't need harsh light. You got 3 mini spotlights that are, you know, bringing out the artwork you got. Right. It's all things that people will notice, and they won't even notice that they're noticing. They're like, yo, I like that. Right, you know, they don't know why they like it. They don't even know where to like it. Somebody will look at that and be like, oh, it's coming from that, but they miss that you got these nice hidden spotlights that are shining on the artwork. You feel me? So it's all the little things, and I've always been a person about the details. You know, being able to be really detailed, not only like in football and my work, like Todd said, I was computer science and biology in school. So like everything about me is like detail. That's why it's hard when I ask for help and then the detail's not right. I was like, yo, why you do it that way? But I realized like you don't see it like I see it. Yeah. So and that's another thing. Like
everybody a biology major, bro.
Exactly.
They ain't gonna see how you see it.
Exactly. Yeah. So sometimes even you got to teach them, right? You got to be willing to. We're talking to one of our friends, Lolu. He was like, he likes things a certain way. So he set up his home where he had like, I think it was for like his clothes or something, right? It had dry clean, regular wash, hot wash, cold wash, right? He has a girl, right? Yeah. Sometimes she might just put them all in the washer and hit the button. And then you get frustrated, but it's like, how can I help you, right? And I say that to say like, we talk about like consumer and producer, and we talk about why don't we see it enough? Because I think like we're so programmed to, you know, especially people that look like us, we're so programmed that once your homeboy make a mistake or somebody make a mistake, we so quick to just be like, man, I knew I should have da-da-da-da-da. And it just shouldn't be like that. You know, like you have to teach people how to do things. You got to teach people how to treat you, and you got to grow together, right? Because life is hard alone. I ain't gonna cap, it's difficult. You feel me? Like you can thug it out, but if you really want to be like, you want to do great things, like all the real greats, they got somebody. You might not even know who that person is, but they got somebody in their corner that they can rely on. That no matter what's going on, they're gonna find a way to get it done. I think that's huge.
Bro, both of you guys, very detailed, like in your craft, you know, on and off the football field, you know, on and off in real estate. And you know, bro, what is the love like? You know, like who you dating like that, bro? Because, bro, it must be hard for you, bro. Because a girl could just go on, you know, type your name up and see who you are. Like, I know it must be hard, like, you know, for both of you guys. I don't know y'all
that blue
relationship
check.
status. That blue check, that blue check hit different. You know what I'm saying? So
I have mixed feelings about the blue check nowadays. When I was younger, like, and I'm not acting like I'm 55 years old, but like, when I first got my blue check, it was like, man, you send that, you slide them DMs, it don't, but it's like, and I'm like, everybody now got a blue check. I don't even know what's
buying them now.
Yeah,
like,
I don't even know what y'all people be. It'd be like he rate toys online or something, and he got a blue check. I'm like, yo, like, I feel like it's kind of lackluster now, just because there is a side of the spectrum where people with blue checks abuse the blue check. Yeah. They everybody DM talking crazy. Now we all with blue checks look like, oh, I don't like that. I'm like, for what? Well, cause I'm not him. But nah, it's pretty chill. You know, for me, I do get the pressure from my parents to talk about, like, you know, we need a grandkid and all that kind of. Like,
hey, I know us Africans. I know, bro.
Like,
they want them kids now.
I'm like, yo, slow down. But nah, it's smooth right now. Like, my main focus is the grind, really. Like, it's hard to find somebody that really wants to match that energy, right? And a lot of times in life, it be a lot of fluff, right? Like, people say they understand or they want to be down or this, that, and the third, but I think love is something that's cultivated, right? Like, it's very easy for somebody to walk around and be like, yo, I love you, right? But you don't know what love is. I feel like love is something that's tested through the fire, right? You gotta go through something to love somebody. Like, anybody can love somebody when everything cool, everything positive, you good, you in the honeymoon phase. You love seeing her every morning when you wake up. You don't smell the morning breath, everything cool. But then, you know, when you got that test, it's like, what you gonna do? You gonna bend, you gonna break, you gonna fold, what you gonna do? You feel me? So I think for me is that I have a very strong, like, litmus test, right? Like, there's certain things in my head, like certain criteria is like that I just don't compromise on, because it's like, it's just very important to me, right? And there's certain things you be like, yo, like, why would you, but okay, it's cool, it's no problem. I got love for you, but that's not what I want to do. And it's as simple as that, especially when you focus and locked in, because, like, people don't realize, but if you play this game 10, 15 years, it's a really small window of your life in the grand spectrum of things, right? So when you choosing a life partner, right, I think that's one of the most important decisions that you can make in your life, because this is somebody that will see every side of you, right? They'll see you when you're up, they'll see you when you're down, they'll see the good, the bad, all of it. And it has to be a person that no matter what, it's still gonna be there. I think that's the most important thing, because I feel like people pick wrong all the time, and that's why people get divorced and are miserable and happy. Of course, things happen, and you can fall out of love. I understand all that, but I feel like you should really take the time and pick the person that's for you, right? And when you become that person for someone else, you have to look in the mirror every day and understand that this is not just, you know, like no, it's not.
Yeah.
Like, it's work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not gonna feel like it every day.
Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah, it's real.
You feel me?
Real.
So you have to find the person that matches that, right? We're not gonna feel like it every day, baby, but we gonna get it done, right? We don't have to argue. We're gonna talk it through, right? We don't gotta, like, I tell people all the time, I tell Titus all the time, I said, don't raise your voice and prove your argument. Anytime somebody yells and all that kind of stuff, the problem I think in life for a lot of people, especially in relationships, is that most people, they communicate to respond, not to understand. When you're talking to somebody, they just want to respond. They want to get their point across. A lot of times it's like, no, just listen, understand where this person's coming from, and then, you know, then I'm gonna say what I gotta say. But I feel like right now, like, a lot of times in life is just like, I gotta one up you, I gotta get the last laugh, I gotta get the last say, when it's really like, nah. It's like, I want to know where you're coming from so we can fix the problem, right? Because if I say I love you, I love you.
Yeah.
Simple. You feel me? Like, so it should be no problem in working through it.
Right.
So that's my take on it. That's why I'm not in a rush. I feel like when the time is right, the time will be right. And you'll know. I feel like I've always been a strong person. Like, I believe in energy, vibe, all that kind of stuff. So I feel like when I know, I know. I just know. So
have you came close to that? Like, you know what? I think I'm feeling this.
I have,
like,
but I just put it. Karma's real. I have, but hey.
What you mean by that, bro?
Hey, because you can be both sides in every story, right? You can be a hero in some stories and a villain in others, right? And for me, sometimes I just chalk it up like I know what it feels like to have somebody really, really, and you not, but then I know what it feels like to really, and that person, exactly, you feel me? So sometimes it's just be, all right, you know, and that's just I think, you know, that's just how I've always, as I've grown, that's the person I've understand. The person I've become is just very understanding, right? I look at life very differently than, you know, other people. I try to just, you know, like, I get it, right? Like, it's just life. It's not like anything, it's just life, though. Everybody has a choice in life. Every day you wake up, you get a chance and a choice. And what you do with that choice, or what you do with that chance is your choice. So it's like, I saw that on a video and it was real. Like, it's just what it is, you feel me? And what we do with it is our choice. So you can't be mad at somebody for the choice they make. It's their life.
Yeah.
Right? And we are all characters in each other's story. I'm the main character in mine, you the main character in yours, you the main character in yours, you feel me? Like, and that's just how I move, you feel me? So that's the biggest thing for me, you know, so, yeah.
My dog out here just, man, I know both y'all boys out here in Miami. You from, you know, the AZ coming out here. I see a lot of women out here, but I know your situation. You damn near married, dog. Yep. So when did you know that, you know what, you know, because both of you guys are like the same to me. Like, both of you guys very detailistic.
You pay attention to every little thing and very, like, purposeful. So when did you know that, you know what, the shorty that you was with, like, she the one, you know, because y'all move alike. So
I mean, I'll take two approaches. So I'll talk about like the love piece, which is, you know, male, female, or female, however you want to talk about it. But I also talk about like the brotherly love or whatever you want to call that, because I think that's important too. Because I think we don't talk enough about it. But yeah, for me, like going back to, I think one of L's points is like, you kind of got to go through something. You know, I don't think, when I say go through something, and like the hard part about that is like, there's nothing that you can. You don't meet someone and say, all right, you know, we just gotta go through something real bad. You don't meet no one like that, right? You know, you meet someone and it's all rosy and it's all vibey. And I think for me, what I thought about, I said quite early in my life was, okay, you know, how do I find someone of substance, you know, that's really just gonna be down, you know, and that really is willing to, you know, I still have this car in my garage right now. Like, who's gonna ride in the Dodge Neon with no hubcaps? Because I'm going to have the Maybach. I know I will. And like, are you cool? Or you're not cool, right? Like, and like, there's people out there like girls that just don't. They can't. And that's cool. But you as a man, you need to be able to like lay down at night, close your eyes, and be like, are you good with that? You know, this is someone who was with you for what you have, or with you because of who you are.
But some fellas off, they folding though. Like, they say, you know what? Nah, you know, I'm gonna get this a rental. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm gonna show her that I got it. You know what I'm saying? And they flashing out here. They flashing out here with that.
That's Miami.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I don't know
Miami.
how it is, you know, over there, but in Miami, you know, you see somebody in the Lambo truck, you think, you know, they got it. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Good luck. No, sir.
It's just about, and like, you know, there's seasons. Like, there's just seasons to love. There's seasons to relationships. You know what I'm saying? There's a season where, you know, I've had to look my significant other in the face and be like, yo, we aren't doing nothing for 2 months. Why? You know, because of blase, 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 blase. And this is going to mean this much, right? And like that, she's always been down, you know? And so I have something, it's a gift and a curse because it's like I met her super young, you know. So for me, I mean, the curse is like, you know, you don't have when you're younger, typically speaking, right? And so like as you grow, it's beautiful because it's like, man, you know what we've been through, right? And so, and there's some people who like, you know, and I don't want to say this is I mean, L can you can talk, he can put his spin on this how he wants to put it, but like, you know, you can get to this point in life where you have a lot and it's like, well, I don't know if I trust you or you or you or you or you or you. I don't know where you're really at. You know, maybe I know you for a long period of time and I see how you've grown and our relationship has grown. Maybe I've gone through something, you've gone through something or whatever. And that's the same thing for like males. You know, for him as an athlete, he has to deal with that. For me as like a risk developer, you could say that about like my contractors or like, you know, the guy who's gonna put my lights on. That's important. That's not important.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like it's not like I can just go find another guy next door. You know, like this is special stuff. You know, like so relationships you kind of need to like. I think what I'm talking about here is trust. You know, how do you know? I was talking. We were in Colombia. We had like a lot of deep conversations in Colombia. It's pretty funny, but we were talking about that. It's like that's like the most expensive thing in our society today, particularly with the you know the invention of social media.
Yeah.
In our culture.
Terrible.
You done said something, bro.
How do we trust people? How do you increase trust, decrease trust with social media?
Delete it.
So, you know, like
I ain't gonna cap. You gotta think about it.
Yeah.
I told him and Lulu this. I'm like, yo, we live in a world where our parents, well, the world before, our parents, what they saw was it.
Yeah.
Maybe Miss Jackson across the street, you may walk by his dad. Not that my dad did, but I'm just saying though, like but now it's like, this is like this.
Yeah.
Every day. And it's something new. It's funny, but I'll be like, a new model come out every day.
Sheesh.
And you don't like, and for male and female, right?
Yeah.
And I think when you talk about trust, is really understanding like, yo, like I really love this person. Like I really need to, what can I do to make it about us, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that is the trap of social media.
Yeah.
Because it's so, like our brains aren't supposed to have so much accessibility. You think about it, like you seeing somebody in Australia, AZ, Vegas, Miami, New York, and you just trying to look, you're trying to look up something for your homeboy. You feel me? And it's like you didn't even go on there for that. You're trying to see the game highlights, and you're like, yo, hold up. Let me go back real quick. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's hard. So part of me is like sometimes you gotta just like sometimes it's okay to just disconnect.
It's okay.
Like Ty knows, like it's just unplug.
Yeah.
Because nobody cares as much as you think they do, right? We have built this little social media thing in our heads where it's like, oh, we don't post, everybody's gonna. I promise you, dog. They not really. They're worried. They got their own problems.
They ain't really stressing.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But we've built this thing in our mind where it's like, we need the lights. We need to make sure people are, knowing what we're doing. We gotta document. We gotta document everything. But it's like, bro, no, don't really care. You get that one dopamine hit. You get that the double tap, and then you're an afterthought.
Yeah.
Like, what was the last thing you saw on Instagram? Exactly. That's the point. You really can't remember.
Yeah.
Cause it's that's what I'm saying. Like, so I feel like you gotta find a way to balance it out.
And I think about it also for like, on another dimension, which is like, all right, this is like something that me and my boy was talking about yesterday. I was like, you get the job, you make the NFL, you sell the property, like, cool, you got money. Next, what's next? Where you gonna invest it? Who you gonna trust? Because you probably know what to do, but who you gonna trust to invest it? Because you can't do it by yourself. You can't go to, you can't go build the house.
You can't.
You can't, like, I can't go build the company and then invest. I can't. I have to trust somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how do I increase that? How do I, do I go to Instagram and then I see the guy who has all the cars and stuff like that, that's renting the car from,
Yeah, for
and then,
homeboy.
and then he talking about NFTs and crypto. Do I invested with him?
You're gonna blow your bread.
You know what I'm saying? Like these are real conversations.
Yeah.
It's like people. It's like, and I'm not a personal finance guru, and I'm not none of that. But it's just like these are real things that I think people. When I say people, I think first generation. Larry talks about being the first of many. I remember we had this real conversation in a choice nightclub. It was just me and him standing next to each other.
Must have been booby trap.
That was a trap.
We
Trap.
but there was no one around us. It was just me
Yeah,
and
we
him
just
talking.
talking. I remember that.
And I was just like, I was like, yo, I was like, I don't need you. I said like, he's like, no, but it was just love. It was actually just like, yo, like, I trust you, I love you.
Yeah.
We can do this together.
Yeah.
That type of thing. Like, but let it be known, I was on my path too. He's like, man, I do this by myself all the time. And it's so like that love was, it was sort of like the first moment I feel like we recognized was like, yo, like, we could do this together. Like I'm going here, you're trying to go there too.
Yeah.
We could just, and just do this together. But it's like, I don't know. I couldn't tell my son or my daughter if I had one, like, hey, this is how you find that person to help you achieve your goals and your dreams. I think that's the hardest part when you talk about love and all these things. Trust is like, I don't know, man. I don't have it figured out yet.
Y'all boys talked about like romantic love and and females and stuff like that. And you talked about like brotherly love.
And trust.
Yep.
Those things, like those two things, like it's a small window, a small circle, I would say, like, to find brothers like you guys, like, we are brothers, and we don't see this much in any cultures, like as much. It's not a race thing or a black thing, but it's like in society, period. Like you talked about how you could just swipe up, it's like a frenzy. Like, people was like really depressed. Like, remember when Instagram like had a blackout?
Oh
my
yeah.
gosh.
Bruh, people was out here like
Hurt.
offing themselves, bruh, because they couldn't, their bread stopped. They couldn't post on social media. And some people, they post on social media because, it makes them feel good. Like,
They don't have any friends.
Yeah.
They don't have any brothers. They don't got any sisters to love up on. You know what I'm saying? So they use social media as an scapegoat to like, hey, like these random people, they're liking my post.
I think that's where the trap is, though. I think the analogy I always used to use I don't know if I told Ty this, but Instagram is like, I always say comparison kills, right? And I feel like Instagram is one of those places where it's like, look at that, right? It's a toy. You're playing with the toy, you know how little kids are. Yeah. Playing with the toy, like let's say I'm somewhere doing something, right? I'm on a boat in Miami, right? Homeboy over here, he may work at McDonald's, or he may be or I'm driving the Lambo, it's mine. Yeah. Like Meek Mill, it ain't rented, it's mine, right? Yeah. He see me in the Lambo chilling, but then he like, damn, I need to do that. Why, right? The analogy for me is like, when you're a kid, a kid playing with the toy, grab the toy. Toy been here all day.
Yeah.
I pick it up. Now Ty want it. Why Ty want it? Not because of the toy, he wanted it because I got it. And I feel like that's what Instagram has become. A lot of times it's just this thing where we want something that somebody else has because it looked like it's lit. But it's just a highlight reel. You don't know what that person going through. That boat might come with something that you don't want. And Lambo might come with something that you don't want. But I feel like that is the trap where everybody's posting the best of themselves. Nobody goes on Instagram and says, man, I just got fired. Damn, they done got my ass. They don't post that.
It ain't real.
You feel me?
Yeah.
That's not, they post, all the, and I feel like that's the trap. And I feel like that's where you gotta be wary of the content that you let into yourself. Because like, it all looks like roses and sunshine. And J. Cole said it best, you gotta love yours, because there's always gonna be something out there better. Better shorty, better crib, better car, better job. But if you never love yours, then you'll never be happy. And happiness comes from within, right? If I'm searching for happiness based off of the comparisons and the opinions of what other people think, I'm never gonna be happy because I don't control that. You can be the best peach in the world, but there's somebody in the world that just doesn't like peaches.
Yeah.
That ain't your fault.
Yeah.
Some people love tea and hate coffee.
Yeah.
Hate tea and love coffee. Like, you feel me? Like, it's the opposite, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where we have to really look. Everybody has to look in the mirror. You talk about what would you tell your son or your daughter whenever you have one about accomplishing their dreams? I tell them, look in the mirror. You feel me? Because the only person that's really gonna get you there is you. You gotta make that choice. And then you're gonna find the right people. Then God, the universe, that's when they start putting the right people in your path, right? When you start investing in yourself. But if you so focused on what everybody else doing, how you gonna win your race worried about his?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that, I feel like that's the biggest thing. Like, people talk about the grass is green on the other side. It could be turf. You feel me? Like, it may not even be grass. You feel me? Yeah. So it's like, you just gotta really just, look within yourself, and once you really like know who you are and what you're about and stand on that, then everything else, the world is your playground. Because it doesn't matter what I see or what tries to influence me. That's why AK, he's like that to a T. He don't care.
Yeah.
You watch how he play football.
Yeah.
I was telling him today, AK played. It was a meme. It was like Kamara, crazy. He got a page about him, Kamara post. Like, it was like AK play football like he don't care. He nice though. But really, like, if you watch how he play,
Yeah.
and we talked about it today, he was like, it's not that I don't care. It's just I know you didn't do what I did.
Yeah.
I know what the work I put in.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And you can stand on that. The problem is that people will put in the work all the hard, and then be like, damn, I don't know. You feel me?
Second,
and that
second thoughts on the life because you didn't really do the research before.
Right, come on. You just gotta stand on it. If you trust your work, then, like I said, if you scared to be critiqued, then you might as well do nothing to be nothing.
Yeah.
Cause you be damned if you do, damned if you don't. Doesn't matter. People are always gonna say something when you at the top and when you're at the bottom. They're gonna hate you at the bottom. Oh, why ain't you do this? And at the top, why are you acting like that?
Yeah. I'm doing what I need to do.
Exactly. You feel me? So you just gotta do you.
Yeah.
And then you look up and you'll be where you wanna be.
Man, bro. Like, I really appreciate like the brotherly love, like the fellowship. Like, we talk all the time, and like to see you guys like, to come in like level-headed, to see you like, talking now, coming off where you came off of, and I know God got plans for you, my brothers.
I'm just gonna say I love y'all boys. Like, genuinely, like, this is like, I don't care about these cameras. I genuinely love y'all boys, man, and like, you guys, always be family, man. So
that's love, bro.